fun like a dream. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. With gameplay so bad it will make you want to scream. Welcome to the Rexic the King stream. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. There is no shortage of games he'll play for you, be it Fall Guys, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, or Overwatch 2. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. Awesome announces back after many moons. That purple surfer still makes him swoon. Rexic, that's right, it's Rexic the King. Now without much further ado, he's going to start the stream for you. There's only a few seconds to go. He hopes that you enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, Dobby. How are you doing? Welcome to the 1st of August. Been a hot minute since we heard that opening song. So how's everybody doing? How are you doing, Dobby? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well on this first day of the 8th month. Good. Nice. I'm doing well myself. I feel like I'm about to get a headache in a few minutes. But currently I'm alright. I just got back from my bike ride a bit ago. Another misty day. It's it's so weird. I feel like there should still be summer weather, but it's already shifting. I'm not ready for it. I don't want it to stay hot and warm necessarily, but I just want it to be nice and sunny and able to go out and not get misted on, you know. But I'm doing alright besides that. So it's a little shorter stream today, like I mentioned. Since it's Friday, so I'll be going on to the zone. But since it's the 1st of the month, I'm born in summer, but I hate and I love winter. Yeah. I just like to be. I don't want to sweat or shiver, pretty much. That's where I stand on it. I think if I had to pick one, I meant to heat, but you can't type. No, I got you, Matt. No worries. But yeah, I just want it to be like clear sun at least, you know. If it's cold and clear sun, that's one thing. That's fine. It's not too much heat or not all cloudy and misty and windy and stuff, you know. So I'm not ready for that shift into fall just yet. I want to go back to the early, the late spring, early summer parts when I was clear to go out without a hoodie, can be nice in the middle, you know. But that's my ideal. Right, so what has been going on just today for this August? I watched, got my PS5 working again. Nice, awesome. I'm glad to hear that it got back. I remember you mentioned it was going to be at 3 p.m. or so. I'm glad they were able to fix it, and it wasn't a more serious type of thing. Very happy about that. See, you get back to playing those games, whatever you were doing before it fell. Game Center Chronicles 2 all day. Nice. I actually did the early purchase thing. Very cool. I'll wait till all the characters are out, I think. But nice. The deluxe edition. Very cool. It's like 5 days early or so from the official release. If I remember the Steam page right. Something like that. 31st. Ah, okay, cool. Well, nice. Well, you enjoy that. Get those skills polished up so you're ready to take down everyone else when it comes out live. Oh yeah, so earlier I watched Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, like the movie from like 2022. And that was quite entertaining, so I'm starting to like the new S-Ranked All Story. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Like S-Rank for Slayer, I'm sure. So I start like the new season on like a Max? Hulu? What is it on? Oh, Paramount. Okay. Yeah, so I'll start those tomorrow. I got like some of the next shows like figured out. I'm gonna do like the new Gumball. Let's see, I have my list here actually. Oh yeah, so the new King of the Hill, new Always Sunny, Zenshu, and then the Ghost Stories. Like the dub, of course. I've seen like some clips of that. Like I know about the rabbit, and like the cops and stuff. But that'll be like at the end, like as it's going into October, so that felt like a good time for that. I still need to figure out like something else for the short show angle, but like I'm set for a few days on that. Oh yes, so I talked to the. I think I said it yesterday. I don't remember if it happened after stream or not. So I talked to an artist. I got like some whips of some new emotes. It needed like some edits, like before it goes like to more later sketches, but looking very cool. I got like a finger poke one holding the scepter menacingly, like an Uno reverse, because why not? Like a smug thinking one, hog face, kissy one, like a microphone, like hold a microphone singing one, a salute and a pray. Now, but I don't have like enough space for all of those, so some of them will be like some of the current ones I have will just be like, it'll be like a rotating thing, like given what I feel like at the time, more or less. But yeah, like those are looking good. Additionally, a secret project someone is working on, so it's got like a big update today, which is looking very cool. Looking quite nice indeed. But that is still a secret for now. It's only between us two. But it is coming along very, very well. It's like 2 updates earlier today. Like as I was sleeping, but I saw it. I don't know. This project haven't got like a Dino Roar yet. Well, I sort of have like. Where is it? I have like this one for Rage. Like that's like essentially like a roar. And I got like the Bite. And Bite and Laughing. Those are both like wide open mouth ones. Like I think like the Rage is like the closest to like roar of what I have like currently. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I could get one of those too, I don't know. It's like a good right. Maybe. I only have like so many slots though, and like some are already gonna be swapped out for that one to take its place. But maybe I'll write that down and consider it. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll be very excited to show that off when it is finished. I'm not going to rush them at all. This is like, I just started it on the run. I don't want to like do any type of forcing with that. It's such a very cool thing. Alright, so as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be starting to try to learn Blender today. I am expecting immediate headaches, like judging by the past few times I just like even looked at it, but I'm gonna I promised to do college tries, so I'm gonna like try and force my way through it. I got like the donut tutorial video open. I have like ones to like how to like actually move the camera because I couldn't figure that out before. So I'm gonna like I was questioning trial energy. Yeah, I was trying to think of like something with like okay, Blender, it blends drinks, turn into a smoothie. That's a good enough name as anything. Like and just a warning, like the future titles will not be any cleverer than that. They'll be all like all about the same. Alright, so I ate smoothies a lot. I haven't had them for a while. I was just trying to think of stuff that blenders can make. Alright, let me switch this to the blender scene I set up. And let me launch it. Make sure it's getting captured. Oh. Wrong one. Should be there. I see it on my side. Okay, there it is. Alright, so I got that capture set here. Alright, so what's this? Startup page, Studio Blender. New file. Manual, I'm guessing that goes to a website. Yep. I guess the thing I saw before are just like also immediately overrun, but I have like the videos to help us the general. Okay, this is alright, so here. Alright, already way many freaking settings. And so I look at this thing, so that does the highlights. How do I move? No, that goes. That's doing something. Cue with Destiny. Yeah. Okay. Right. Move. A S D. That's like that's doing all sorts of shit. Actually, let me go to the video. Let me instead of like trying to brute force that, and let me turn on the little video tab. Right, how to move camera? I think
If
it
you
is
want to move camera in Blender, you need to first of all press the number 0 and this will give you the camera view.
0. 0 doesn't do anything. Oh, okay, what? Zoom there.
Next, you need to press the letter N and this will open up the side
Oh,
panel.
Jesus.
Next, you need to select the view menu. Next, you need to enable this
No,
option, that is camera to view.
camera to view? Wait, what did you even say?
Next, you need to select the view menu.
View menu? View? Camera to view?
Next, you need to enable this option, that is camera
Camera
to view.
view.
And now you can easily move the camera wherever you want. If you
Wait, no, but I can already. Wait. No, it didn't even say how to move the camera. It did a weird square thing. Yeah, camera to view, but it's not even. Yeah, view. Mouse isn't doing that, and WASD is not. Is it? No, it's not the directional keys either. Now I'm stuck in this menu. Okay. Now I want to. Like. Okay, so I could do that with. Okay, so it's like the middle mouse, but how do I actually go? Like move it to there? Is it this way? No. No, like how do I move it out of this little circular spot? Right click now. Okay, hold on. Is it different? Like how do I move through the scene? Move camera. This maybe? It's not a camera there. Oh, hello Grabs. How you doing? Yeah, so you know Blender. How do I move? Like that's like the immediate question. Camera is a wireframe object to the left, like one of these things. Cursor move. Okay, now so that moves that. Rotate, scale, measure, add cube, zoom out. Okay. I zoomed out. Then what? Like, it's just like a tutorial I already got, like, before. Like, just, okay, how do I even move stuff? Or move around? Like I could do this, but how do I go around? Is it?
How to give Blender video game style viewport controls. Go into the top left, click on View, Navigation.
A camera's just an object like everything else. But I mean, like, how do I move? Hold on, I should be able to launch two. 1 second, let me just show real quick what I mean. One quick moment. Just gotta get this to launch up really quick. And it should be able to do both at the same time, I'm imagining. Okay, yeah. So what's so I mean, like, with just example. Wait for this. Finish loading. Come on. Yes, I know it's like two programs open, but come on. No, how do I like move around like this? Like I'm doing click and like WASD. How do I move around the scene like this in Blender? Like to actually like position around and move the stuff. The guy in the video, I know which one, the like the first one or this one? I went to the. I'm gonna go back to that one. The short. What? Yeah, I mean, like the basic. Like I need to be able to move around first. I figured that was like the basicest of the basics, right? Or should I do this first? Because that's like starting off like the models and objects. Like, should I do this one first, or? So I thought that like moving would be before the. Basically, how to move objects. Okay, so I should do the start with like the donut one then. What you're thinking? I'm trying not to already get a headache from Blender. Here's how to move objects. Let me get this. Because like I need to be able to like move around. Because if it's just like the circular point, I don't know how I'd even get to other parts. Okay.
This is Blender. Opens. Let's begin. First, find lots of, and then just go through the install steps. But if you're on a Mac, just drag it into the applications folder.
Right.
Then just find the Blender shortcut and open it. Then once it's open, just click anywhere off the splash screen to close it, and welcome to the wonderful world of 3D. First tip, do not get overwhelmed. If you go...
Too late for that, buddy. Far, far too late for that.
Clicking around, you might find lots of buttons and some of them with very scary names, and it can all get very overwhelming very quickly. The thing you need to know is Blender can do a lot of things, which means it has a lot of tools, but you don't need to know every tool in order to do what you want to do. If you're familiar with the 80-20 rule, there's really only 20% of Blender's features that you end up using 80% of the time. And that's what I'm planning to teach you in this tutorial series. So stay with me and you should be fine. We'll start making the donut in the next video. In this one, we're just going to look at the interface, and I'm going to show you some of the basic navigation. So for starters, this view, this window right here, is your 3D viewport, and it's where you'll spend probably 90% of your time because it is the 3D world. So you can see that we have three objects here. We've got a camera, we've got a cube, and we've got a lamp.
How we do? Camera and lamp, light. Okay.
And when we click on it, you can see it's selected because it has the yellow outline. So let's delete the default cube, of course, and replace it.
Wait, how do you delete the... You already skipped a stage. How do I delete the cube? Okay. A delete key. Okay.
With something else. So we could do that by going up to the add menu up here, or by remembering the hotkey, which is Shift A. So Shift A for add. So usually the one you're looking for is underneath mesh. So these are called your primitives, and it's what you use.
Okay. Shift A. And a mesh, all these primitives, okay.
To start something when you're looking to make an object. Like if you're going to make a chair, you might start with a cylinder as the chair leg and then build out from there. But the one I'm sure you're all very curious, you want to click it, it's the monkey. So let's just click the monkey. Why does Blender have a monkey? Well, fun fact, every 3D software has its own little random complex object because it's useful to test things like shaders or complexities of scenes. So 3ds Max has the Utah teapot, Houdini has the toy, and I think pig's head. Blender has the monkey. And it's actually called the Suzanne monkey head, which you can see in the top left there, named after the orangutan from the film Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Random piece of trivia. So let's get a better look at it. And to that, we need to orbit, which you can do by on your mouse there, your scroll wheel. That is called your middle mouse button. If you push that in and then drag around, that is now orbiting. Now, for my laptop users, you've just panicked because you realize you don't have a mouse.
Didn't know that the monkey was from a Jay and Silent Bob or some other part.
How are you going to orbit around?
I haven't seen a movie
First of all, probably a good idea to get a mouse for 3D work. It will come in handy. But in a pinch, you can get by without it just by up here in the top right-hand corner, this little gray circle, anywhere in the gray section. If you just left-click, drag on that, that will do the exact same thing.
Okay. Okay, it's true. He wasn't lying on that. Okay.
Or if you want, you can go to Edit Preferences, and then underneath Input, there's Emulate 3-button mouse. And that means that if you hold down Alt and then left-click drag, that will do the exact same thing. Also, whilst you are in use...
Oh, okay. Oh, so if you don't have a mouse with a scroll wheel, it could do that. But mine already does, so that would do nothing for me, right? I think so.
Preferences, you might want to go to Interface, and you've got Resolution Scale. If you're on a 4K monitor, you might find that your menus and buttons are really small, and you kind of have to like squint in to see it. So personally, I like to keep my 4K monitor around about 1.5.
1.5? Like, it was like a bit small, so it was like... What did you click on for that? Where do you go?
Click, drag on that. That will do the exact underneath thing. Or if you want, you can go to Edit Preferences.
Edit Preferences. Scale. Okay. It's a little easier to read what it says.
And then Alt and then left click drag. That will do the, and you've got resolution buttons, a monitor around about. That's Orbit 5. Since this is a tutorial, I'll make it nice and big so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's orbiting around with the middle mouse button. If we want to zoom in, we can do that just by scrolling in and out. We could also do it by going up to the magnifying glass tool there and then just left click and out. We could also do it by going up to the magnifying glass tool there.
Is that even on this version? Sorry, I'm like doing like I have like a full screen on Chrome, so I just have like go back and forth, look at it.
And then just left click dragging and then moving the mouse back and forth. That does the same thing. Or you could hold down Control and then middle mouse button, and that will do a smooth zoom as well. Okay, so one thing you might notice looking at this is that it's not very pretty, right? It's just kind of got this flat, bland, gray lighting over everything. And that's because this state right now is called viewport shading. And it's kind of a lightweight, optimized way to view the scene just as you're building it. But if you want to create a final pretty image, that's called rendering. And you can actually switch into rendered mode by going up here into the top right-hand corner. You can see we're currently in the viewport shading mode. If we go 2 across, you should see rendered view mode. So
rendered view mode. Huh? Wait, what? Wait, that's 2 across. Wait, how did I mess up?
Viewport shading mode. If we go 2 across,
And it's like, viewport shading. That's 2 across, so it's... Oh, okay. It's just all dark.
you should see rendered view mode. So if we click that,
Okay.
your computer might stall for a quick second whilst it loads it in, but you can see it's now different. We have directional light. We have shadow cast across the monkey. So it's now currently being lit by this lamp up here. So if I wanted to, zoom in on that lamp there and just kind of like move it around, you can see it's kind of hard to focus on. Like it's always exactly not in the right view. And that's because we are centered on our monkey right now. We need to change the focus. We need to pan to something else.
Okay,
so we could do that one of 2 ways. One, if you're on a laptop, you could use the little move tool there. That will do that. Or everyone else, shift, middle mouse click, drag, that will do the same thing. So
okay, shift, middle mouse. Shift. Okay. And I can't like do zoom in with that though. Okay. That part of the equation.
Middle mouse is for orbiting. Shift middle mouse is for pan to change your view to something else. Okay, so I want to move my light because it's too moody. I want to be able to see the monkey's face there. So to move an object, you could do it one of 2 ways. One, you could go over to the left-hand corner here and you've got the move tool. When you click that, you can see that the selected object, the lamp.
Hold on. Select the lamp. Move. That. What? And like that. Okay.
Has this this gizmo, it's called, with these axes on it. And if I just clicked and dragged on any of those arrows there, you can see I can move it along any of those axes. I can also just click on that white circle there, and that will just freehand drag it depending on my view. But it's kind of tedious. Every time you want to move something, you have to like go to that tool and then find the arrows and yada yada. So actually most people in Blender prefer to use the hotkeys. So we just keep it in the default selection state here, and instead remember the hotkey, which is G for grab. Now I've just tapped the key and you'll notice as I move my cursor that it's now attached to my cursor.
Okay. G. Ah, okay. Weird. Okay. I don't really get spatially, but sure. Okay.
It's not, my cursor isn't even actually close to it.
Yeah,
in fact, my cursor could be on the other side of the screen and I could tap G and it will move it. And at first this is kind of awkward. You're like, why is it working this way? But once you get used to it, you realize it's actually handy because you don't have to spend all this time like navigating your cursor to something just so that you can move it. Your cursor could be over here and then just tap it and you're moving it. So
does that work for the monkey too, or? Oh, okay.
whilst you're in this move state, if you want to cancel a movement, you could do it one of 2 ways. You could just hit escape. Or you could right click. Then if you want to confirm a movement, like say I want to move my lamp here and I like the movement, I could just do a single left click. So again, if I want to cancel something, just right click. If I want to confirm the movement, left click.
To move, right click goes back, left click's there, okay.
But let's say I wanted to move it along an axis, like, you know, I like these arrows here and I want to be able to move it on just a specific axis. Well, I can do that whilst I'm in that grab state as well. So after I've hit the G key to grab it, I can then tap the letter of the axis that I want to move it on. So if you don't know, in the real world and in the 3D software, there are 3 axes because there's 3 dimensions. There's the X axis, which I can move it by hitting the X key, the Y axis to move it back and forth along the
An X key, an X there, a Y, wait, no, hold on, Z up and down, okay,
Y axis with the Y key, or the Z axis to move it up and down on the Z axis. So you can remember those letters, the X, Y, and Z. Or the method that I actually prefer to use is whilst you're in that G state, if you just hold down the middle mouse button and then pull out, you can see you get this like gray line that pulls.
Huh? G and middle mouse? Oh, that's weird. That's very weird.
Out from the center, and then if you just drag out and move around, it will snap it to the nearest axis, which again is maybe an odd way to work, but it's actually really handy because it means you don't have to think of the letter and locate it on your keyboard. I can just tap G to move it and then middle mouse drag out and then just find that exact axis that I'm looking for. And so it's very fast to just quickly move.
Just use axis arrows. So like press the G and then the X, Y, or Z.
Move the lamp exactly where I want it. By the way, if you're finding it hard to remember all of the keyboard shortcuts that I've mentioned, I've actually put together a PDF, a cheat sheet of Blender's most common hotkeys, and you can download that by clicking the link in the description, so you could print it out, or you could just have it on a separate monitor while you work. Also, if you are from another 3D software package, you might notice that Blender's hotkeys are different than what you are used to. So if you actually go to Preferences, just for those people that are from other softwares, if you change the key map to industry compatible, you'll find that these shortcuts are probably more in line with what you remember from other software. I'll also put a link to...
Hold on. Just seeing if that's even in it. So it's Preferences... Key map? Keep binding navigation. Wait, what did you click on? I'm just seeing if it's even in this version. I know it updated like
these softwares. If you change the key map to industry compatible,
key map. It doesn't even change it. I don't even think that it has it anymore. Oh, it's okay. That messed things up even more. Oh, okay. From my okay. Well, I wonder if there's. I mean, that'll be a later thing. I wonder if there's like one that is just like import. If they have like one for like SFM for like navigation, but it's not even shown on this part though. Okay.
You'll find that these shortcuts are probably more in line with what you remember from other software. I'll also put a link to a cheat sheet that is just for the industry compatible key maps that somebody else put together. I've got nothing to do with it, but I'll put that link there so you can check it out as well. For the rest of this tutorial series, I'm going to use...
Trying to look at a Blender tutorial. And I love you too, random turtle. All right, hold on one sec. Let me... Oh, thank you for the first time chat. Where's my... There's my heart. Hey, happy to see you. I'm trying to figure this out. Hopefully not get a headache. I don't mean to.
That link there so you can check it out as well. For the rest of this tutorial series, I'm going to use Blender's hotkeys. Just keep that in mind. Now let's say, as I am moving around here, I'm like, oh, this looks really good. I've got some nice Rembrandt lighting across the monkey's face. I want to take a photo. I want to take a nice, pretty image of this and post it on socials.
Let me look at the monkey. And if I move the light, then G, move that there, and then like the green key, so Y, that's not as bright. Or what? Wait, why is that getting changed when I hit Y? Like it's on that way, but it like switches around to a different one. That is strange. Wait, left. There. Okay, that works. That works fine.
The clout, right? Well, I could take a screenshot of it, but that would be silly because it's got all these lines all over. It's all noisy, right? We don't like it. The way you take a photo, a pretty image in Blender, is to do a render. So you could do that one of two ways, by going up to render and hitting render image, or remembering the hotkey, which says next to it F12.
F12.
So when you do that,
hold on.
A little window will pop up.
Okay. Wrong tab. F12. There's a window. Right.
It will use your CPU or GPU, depending on which renderer you've got active, and it will render out a pretty image. And from here, you could go image and then save as, and that'll save it as a PNG or whatever, wherever you want to save it. But you might notice looking at this that this is actually a different view than what we have here, right? So here I've got a nice view of the monkey's face, but there was a
different view. It's going from the side.
Different view. And the reason for that is when you do a render, it's not rendering from the view that you're looking at currently. It's always going to render from the point of view of the camera. So this is our camera over here, and it's looking from this angle. And we can actually look through the camera by just clicking the little camera icon there, or by remembering the hotkey, which is number pad 0.
Okay. 0. Okay. 0, so I'm in the camera view.
So how do we move the camera? Well, Blender's a little awkward, maybe a little different to other software packages, but you're supposed to like hit G to move it, and then like middle mouse to zoom in and out. And then if you want to like move it along an axis, I guess G and then X. You could do that, but actually what a lot of users prefer, especially those from other software packages, is if you've got your camera selected, which by the way, I haven't mentioned this, but up here, this is your outliner. It's kind of an inventory of every item that you've got in your scene. Okay, so with the camera there selected, if I hit N, N is to bring up the properties, N for properties for whatever reason. And then go to view. There's a little box there that just says lock to camera to view.
All right, so N. All right, so I already have that selected from before. Okay.
So now with that active, if I just use the same keyboard shortcuts as before, middle mouse button to orbit around, shift middle mouse to drag it. You
middle for rich. Okay, so that works.
can see that the camera is moving with it. So essentially the view, I can set it up exactly as I want, then hit N again, and then I can disable that. And then now as I pull out, you can see that the camera will stay exactly where it was. And I could do a lovely, pretty render.
So then F12 again for that. And it's right on the monkey.
But this is too simple. If we post this on the internet, people are bound to make fun of us. Imagine that.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, we could give it some color, right? So with our monkey head selected, we can go over to here to the properties. So this properties.
Hold on, exit the screenshot. How do I hide this? The 0 E. N? There we go. Properties. Where did he find that?
Imagine that. Well, we could give it some color, right? So with our monkey head selected, we can go over to here to the properties. So this properties section is where you might spend the other, I don't know, another 5 to 8%. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. A monkey head properties there. Okay.
Being too exact there. You might spend another 5% of your time in this section, but it's where all of the properties for things are in Blender. So for example, you've got like the render properties, like the size of the image that you're saving something as is defined there. And some of these properties will stay here no matter what is selected, but others are selection dependent. So you can see actually if I click the camera there, you can see I get a little camera tab at the bottom there. But if I select my monkey, you'll see the camera tab disappears, but instead I have some other ones that appear. So one that we might want to change is underneath material.
Material is the red circle one. That. Okay.
And this will enable us to add a material, change the color to something else, essentially. So underneath here, where it's got new, I'm just going to hit new.
New. New. Okay, hold on, Blender, respond. Right there. It'll take a while for it to load up.
And then you've got a bunch of options, very confusing. Ooh, IOR, subsurface. Again, don't worry about it. We'll get to all of that later on. The one that defines the color is the base color. So if I do a single left click on that white box there, I can then change this color to...
white. A green monkey. Okay.
Do whatever I want. I could make it an odd, creepy, skin-toned monkey head, right?
Okay.
Like that. And do a render. Okay, so hey, all right.
Render, so F12. Okay, so there's a green monkey head.
It's better, but still, it's too simple. I think people will think we haven't put enough effort into this masterpiece. So let's add another object. Let's give the monkey a hat. So if we want to add another object, how do we do it?
Okay.
Well, we could go to the add menu, like I mentioned before, or the hotkey Shift A. So what sort of hat do we want to add? We could do a boxy hat. Let's do a party hat with a cone.
Okay. Shift a cone. Okay.
So once we've added that object, you can see it's just plopped it straight in the center, intersecting our monkey. So we need to move it. We can move it, and we can grab it with the G key.
Grab with the G. G. There. That way. You got it. Little cone head hat. Like that and there. Okay.
So it's now moving it just on our cursor there. I don't want to move it just freehand though, because I like the position, but I just want to move it up. So I'm going to hit Z to move it along the Z axis.
Also, what's up with that? Why? Like, why is it why is Z like called Z in like Canada and like England and stuff? Like, why that distinction? I mean, like, granted, yes, there's like a lot of letters that sound like that, like B, C, D, E, G, and then a P. But, like, so there's a lot of like E's letter, but like, why just change up that one specifically, but have like the other ones still all like sound the same? Just X, Y, Z from math. Well, I don't know math, but I just mean like. No, I just mean like, why is it? Like, why is Z, Z? Like, but like all the other ones are still like, all rhyme with like E. Like, just like that always stood out weirdly to me. Like whenever it happened in like Canadian shows, or like English or whatever. It's just odd. It's just odd.
Right. I like it there. So once I like the placement, I'm just going to do a single left click. Okay, great. But too big. Oh, so see, we need to learn another tool, which is scale. So we could go to the scale tool there, and then we get this familiar little axes there.
Okay. Scale. No, it's rotate. Scale.
But again, most people prefer to remember the hotkey, which for scale is just S. So S to scale.
S to scale. I just use axis for now. Axis is the X, Y, and Z, I think.
So resizing that. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's move it down again. So G and Z.
Okay. Red glue bleeding handles. Okay. Right, now I want to. Stop. Over that. Okay, so then the shift for that. And part blue. What? No. But no. Okay. Scale. The Z. No, that's not. No. Okay. Yeah, zebra is like a weird one. And that. A little hat, okay. And like move that down. Over there, just move it there. Okay.
Okay. All right. But yeah, let's say we want to make it a little taller. Okay. So we could scale it along just the Z axis. So S and then Z. Whoops. S, Z. There we go.
S, Z. S, Z. there. Okay. Got a tall pointy hat now.
And it's now
As long as
making
on
it
hood,
a
it's
tall
fine.
party hat. Scale it down. There we go. Ha! Look at that. A very
Okay.
bland party if
Got a
it's grey
pointy
there. So
hat,
let's give it
good.
another material. An exciting color.
Okay, click on the app. Material. New. Make it blue. Okay.
vibrant aqua color.
Right.
Why not? Give that a render by hitting F12. Okay. Camera is in the wrong position, so let's go to camera view mode with
Okay.
number pad 0. I'm going to select my camera.
0.
Rather than dabbling with that little thing I had before, I'm going to hit G and then middle mouse, just tap it once.
Wait, what?
As I said, it's a little
Oh wait, actually I just selected the N part of it. Or G. Right there. Monkey. Okay.
awkward. Blender's the way it handles with the camera. But anyway,
Yeah.
just move that
Very
out
awkward.
and then I got to rotate it. All right. So I'm going to rotate. So with the camera selected, tap
Rotate.
R, then middle mouse, and it's now kind of like freehand rotating around. So I'll just
R middle mouse with the camera. Ah, Jesus. Okay. Yep, that, sure.
move it up slightly. There we go. Okay. This is
Okay.
this is just a fool around session. So don't worry if you're making mistakes. We'll get to actual
Make plenty of
practical building
mistakes.
stuff in the next part. I'm just trying to find ways to throw in these like fundamental tools.
Right.
Rotate, right? The monkey's head is just, he needs to look dead on at the camera and currently he's off.
Dead
What
on,
an
okay.
excuse to use the rotate tool. So you could enable the rotate tool, right? The familiar
rotate.
axes there. You could click and rotate it around like that. Again, most people prefer to remember the hotkey, which is R to rotate.
R, okay. Click on the monkey, R. It's only doing it like circling around. They're doing like the
Rotate, right? So it's now
That
just
way.
freehand rotating on my cursor. Remember,
maybe I have to do it like the way it's looking like it'll do from there or okay. That's too much for me.
the axes, as I mentioned before, can be used for any mode. So the X axis will rotate it back and forth. The Y axis, tilt it, or Z. There we go. To turn.
Fine. Z R Z Y X. Okay.
Turn it towards the camera.
That right.
Just a little bit, right? And there you go. F12. And we've done it. Let's save it. Let's
F12
upload it to
save.
ArtStation. And then
Okay. F12 image save. One quick second. I don't know what. Oh, which file that's gonna go on to. So let me be safer just in case. Save as. Okay, doesn't have any pictures on it. Okay, that's fine. I want to be sure. I don't know where. I don't know what file I saved on last. You know. And save it as a monkey PNG.
just wait for the recruiters, essentially. All right,
Recruiters?
let's start a new scene so that we can get ready for part
What is
2, where we're going to
recruiters?
actually start building our donut and learning some of the more core features of Blender. So click here and I will see you in part 2.
Okay. Is
Now
recruiter
we know how Blender
something to program, or just mean like the person does that for like job stuff? Also, one quick second, I gotta. Oh, nice, I got that taken care of. Cool. Not live yet. Okay.
functions. Let's
All right.
start
All right, one
building
part tutorial
that
down.
donut. So
Many more to go. Wait, hold on. He did like a new scene somehow. File new? I missed. What do you do?
Now we know how Blender functions.
Wait, how do
Now
you
we
get to
know
that?
how Blender
What did you do?
Shift A.
How do
So
you open the
Shift
new one?
A for add. So usually the play. All right, let's start a new scene so that we for the
Can't see 'cause of the
recruiters essentially.
title.
All right, let's start a
New
new
general,
scene.
okay.
So now we know how Blender.
File new. Oh, yeah, but I had like all this stuff, so I didn't know which one it was. There. Okay. General, gotcha. Okay.
Functions.
this.
Let's start building that donut. So as before, let's well, first of all, just to repeat,
File.
make sure you are working with a new
Okay, it
scene.
says right there.
Completely new scene. Don't want any remaining monkey heads lying around. Let's begin
Okay.
fresh slate, and let's delete our default cube just with the delete key.
Delete it with the delete. Okay. Deleted.
And let's replace it with a new object. You might remember the hotkey for that is Shift A. And
Shift
as I mentioned
A.
before, you usually want what is underneath mesh because these are your primitives. So we want to start with something that most resembles what it is we're building. You know, if it was a house, you might start with a cube. If it was a
Right.
vase, you might start with a cylinder. In our case, we want the donut-shaped one, although mathematicians call it a torus for some reason. So let's add.
Okay. Shift A. Mesh torus. Okay.
Add that. Now, if I
Right
zoom
there.
in by scrolling up, we can see we have something resembling a donut. Looks like
Let's just use menu add mesh torus. Menu. Menu. Where is that? And where's menu? Workspace. No, it's something different. I don't see where menu is. Second line left top. This? Is that the hotkey thing? Okay.
a pretty weak looking donut, you know, very flimsy.
Yeah.
Looks like the donut before it's cooked when they just drop it into the vat and it's just this little wispy thing.
Right.
So immediately after you do some actions in Blender, you have options to change it. And the options are hidden down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You
Bottom
see a little
left.
box. And if you click that box, you see options. And look, we
Oh, no, just
can change the dimensions of our torus.
Go. Okay. It's getting blocked by the video. There. Wait. I don't see it there. What the heck? Hold on. I don't see it there.
You see the options are hidden down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You see a little box. And if you click that box, you see options. And look,
Yeah, I don't see that on this one. There's like timeline. I'm on the Taurus. Is that like already changed like this version of a Blender? Because like the video is like from last year? Okay, do you know where this thing he's talking about is, Scrubs? It's like the preset Taurus stuff. It is not on the spot anymore. It is like I was just doing timeline, and that's the area I was looking at. Major greatest dimensions. That's something like over here. Cool. Oh, I don't know any of that. Okay, so it's like a different spot. So I am not. I don't know where that is. That I need. I'm calling for assistance. Add Taurus. Where is? Where is that on here? Let me talk about that thing. Yeah, I don't see like add Taurus anywhere on this. Like the video has it like it should be there after you add Taurus. So look, it's like con. Alright, hold on, let me delete it and add it again. Okay. Delete. Add. Or okay. It just wasn't there for some reason. So you like swoosh it in and out.
On the donut shape, having a donut before options that box,
Oh wait, did I turn the? Okay, I did.
you see options, and look, we can change the dimensions of our
Right.
torus. Now, something to note is that these options in Blender only appear immediately after you
Oh.
have done that action. If you do another action, like say deselect your torus by mistake, it's
Right.
gone, right? Because Blender has assumed you have moved on, you've accepted the state of your
how do I
donut,
go-
and this is the
how do I
one
go
you
back
want,
if I click?
right? Now, if you haven't done anything drastic or changed this object in some severe way, you can temporarily bring it back by hitting F9. I never actually remember that hotkey. I just remember that immediately
F9,
after I have
okay.
added an object, if I want to tweak it, now's my chance before I move on to something else. Okay.
Okay.
So we could change, the size of it here. We can also change the resolution. I'll use the term resolution loosely.
So hi Potato. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. I am hurting my brain trying to look at these at this Blender tutorial, just trying to figure it out. But how are you doing? I saw the thank you, bot. I saw like part of like the drawing stream earlier today, looking very nice. Of our favorite queen. So how are you? Like, how was the rest of your stream, and how's your day been going? Everyone check out Potato, and be one of her tater tots. It's a fun place. Let's hope you've been doing well. I've been trying to figure this out. All right, so you got it to
To make it
that's where's that? That's segment. So let's. Oh Jesus! What the hell? Hold on one. You got a freaking emergency alert. Evacuation order for cable coral. I don't know where that is. What the hell?